Hello, dear fans, friends, and subscribers. This is your host of Cricket Happenings, Ram with you. As you normally know, I normally don't come on weekdays, but today I have been forced to come to do a cricket show for that wonderful cricketer that Australia ever produced. His name is Dean Jones. And the reason I'm talking about it, by now you have already known that why I'm speaking about Dean Jones. Unfortunately, he was an IPL commentator in India, and unfortunately, he breathed his last at the age 59, which was pretty sad as he passed away at the age of 59. He had a cardiac arrest and he was snatched away from the world. And what a cricketer! I mean, definitely, cricket has become really poorer with the passing away of this wonderful Australian cricketer who passed away. And also, my condolences to his family members, his wife and two. I think he has two children. To the children and really to their family as well. I really pass all my very sorry that at the age of 59, Dean Jones is no more in this world. Well, Dean Jones. Now, what to talk about Dean? And the precise reason that I've come here today to do this cricket show is basically as a tribute to this wonderful cricketer. I mean, I basically call him a live wire in cricket. I mean, I remember the days when I actually used to hear cricket commentary on radio. When in India, we used to hear on the radio. We used to hear the cricket commentary because there was no television at the time. Probably I'm talking about probably 1970s, I suppose. And this bloke, Dean Jones, I remember him against the West Indies, and I can tell you the pace squatted of Marshall. Sorry, it was Andy Roberts, Michael Holding, Joel Garner, and Colin Croft. And this bloke, Dean Jones, makes his debut against the West Indians. And I have to tell you, the way what I liked about Dean Jones was right from the day he entered cricket, he was a real treat to watch. Whatever he does, he was an absolute live wire. Now let's take his batting. Let's talk about his batting. His batting was something that I probably have seen the Australian cricketer Kim Hughes actually use his feet against the West Indian pacers. But the next person that I would single out is this particular person, Dean Jones, who is not amidst us today, but used to come down the wicket to the pace bowlers and whack them for boundaries. Such was the domineering character of this particular person, Dean Jones. He never used to blink blink an eye to come down against these fearsome West Indies pacers and hit them for boundaries. So that was as far as his batting was concerned. Now look at his running between the wickets. As I said, he was a total live wire. He used to make the non-striker run a lot of runs, and when Dean Jones is there, cricket was absolutely busy because he used to keep everybody on their toes because he used to steal runs at a glance. I mean, he was such a lively character and he was so quick between the wickets that he used to take some quick runs, cheeky singles as we call them. Used to do that, and then when it came on to the field, he was another hell of a fielder. I mean, what a fantastic fielder he was. He was someone who could just crawl onto the ball, and also, he was someone who was a real treat to watch. As I said, he was a total live wire. He could really bring someone into life. So such was his. He was so full of energy and enthusiasm. He was an absolute treat to watch, whatever he does, as I said. Now, talking about Dean Jones, you would all remember. I remember Dean Jones in the tied test in Madras at the Chepauk Stadium, where Ravi Shastri, we remember with Maninder Singh. This is the second ever tied test in the history of cricket. If someone does not know about it, there was Australia against India at Chennai, and this bloke Dean Jones had scored 215 runs in that particular test match. And one has right memories of that. He was dehydrated because it was, as you know, in Chennai, it is extremely hot, and he was absolutely dehydrated, but he went on and on and on and scored a double century, 215. That really remains etched in mind because it was a tight test. And after that, as you know, he was someone who was a permanent feature of the Australian cricket team. He was a part of the 1987 World Cup led by Alan Border when they lifted the cup in India. So that is something that one would remember him for. He played 52 test matches and he plays 164 one-day internationals. As I said, he was a very aggressive cricketer. He used to keep everything busy, whether it is in the field, he used to be busy, whether it is with the bat, he used to keep the fielders busy. And he's someone who came in, if one remembers rightly, when Greg Chappell and Dennis Lilly had retired, and he's made his debut against these fiery West Indies pacers, as I said, not in Australia, but in Trinidad and Tobago. And today, still now, Dean Jones always had rated, even though he made a lot of centuries and double centuries, he always rated the 48 that he made against the fiery West Indian pacers on their home turf, in those bouncy pitches there. He made 48, and he still rates this as the best one. And after that, Dean Jones, is someone, and also he was a part of the 1992 World Cup where he made 90 runs when the Aussies won by just one run against the Indians in the 1992 World Cup. As you know, 1992 World Cup was Pakistan were the ones who won the 1992 World Cup in Australia. And so that is something. And he was someone, as I said, he was an integral part of the Australian team. And as I said, it was always a treat to watch this wonderful cricket. And after that, he did great cricket service. He was a cricket administrator. Then he was part of the IPL, not the IPL, the PSL. He was more, I thought, he worked a lot in the Pakistan Super League, where he did cricket commentary. He was a coach as well. And for Victoria, he hit 324 in a day-night Sheffield Shield match. And he was in the 1996 World Cup as well. So Jones, I'm trying to get to his career stats to give you a synopsis of what he was. As I said, in the Pakistan Super League, he served from 2015 to 2019. And one would also remember, and he's another one who always was giving a sort of an eye to the opposition. I mean, he was not someone who would not take a fight. I mean, he would go with the opposition, he would exchange a few words with the bowlers as well, just to rile them. And psychologically, he used to be someone who used to go at the batsman as well when he was fielding in the closing cordon. So that is something which happened. And other than that, as I said, Dean Jones, I will remember him for the tight test. And he was simply superb. And what a wonderful cricketer the Aussies had, the Australians had. And today, Australia are poor. Not only Australia, the world cricket is poor. And also, let's talk about his cricket commentary. I mean, cricket commentary is something which somebody naturally is blessed. But cricket, if after Tony Greig, if I had to pick up someone as far as cricket excitement is concerned, this is the man named Dean Jones. And Dean Jones had a lot of short names. Rip, he was known as DJ. He also came to Canada, covered the T20 Global Canada Tournament. And, whenever you used to listen to Dean Jones cricket commentary, there used to be a lot of excitement. He used to bring in a lot of excitement. And that is what cricket is all about. You need people to really bring that excitement into the drawing room. And that was what precisely Dean Jones was able to do. He was able to transform his voice and bring it to the drawing room of the audience. And that is what Dean Jones was. So as I said, whatever he did was very lively, whether it is batting, fielding, whether he was a cricket administrator. He loves to talk a lot. And he was one of the respected gentlemen in world cricket to me. And as I said, unfortunately, he was snatched away by Almighty in his last years. I mean, at the age of 59, he died of a cardiac arrest. So as I said, condolences, and probably a Dean Jones to come to Australia once again will be something of a real impossibility. He was one of those rarest kind of players I have ever seen. He was simply superb. I mean, I'm trying to see whether I can really, get on to Dean Jones' cricket stats. I'm trying to see whether I can get to Dean Jones' cricket stats. That is what would really help. So let's have a look at the Dean Jones cricket stats and see um, as to what was his cricket statistics, which will really make interesting reading it. You'll really get an idea as to how this bloke actually played cricket. So let's have a career batting stats. So test matches, he played 52 test matches. He scored 3,631 runs in an average of 46.5. One day internationals 164. His average when he retired was 44.6. Scored 6,068 runs. And first class cricket is something which I'm not going to go about. The career bowling test and one days. He never played T20 cricket, unfortunately, because by the time there was no T20 cricket, just for your information. He took 34 catches and he took 54 catches in ODIs. As I said, he was one hell of a cricketer, Dean Jones. And as I said, he will definitely be missed. But unfortunately, it's all over as far as Dean Jones is concerned. But he would be someone who would be remembered for a long time. As I said, his cricketing commentary was something which I definitely used to enjoy because he used to bring a lot of excitement into it. And that is what cricket commentary is all about. And I definitely heard him commentating when I was watching the T20 Global Canada tournament. Was whenever Dean Jones used to come to the commentary box, I used to really get much excited because I myself, being a very cricketing freak, I used to really love Dean Jones' cricket commentary. It would be missed. But Dean Jones, as I said, he was known as Rip, he was known as DJ, and he was someone who was a very excitable character. But unfortunately, as I said, he has been snatched away. And as I said, I only hope that his family has the strength to bear this loss that has happened to the whole family and also to the cricketing fraternity all around the world. Well, so this was a tribute I wanted to pay. So since I have come here, I will very, very quickly, I'm not going to go in much detail on the IPL this time because this was a special Dean Jones show for me. So let's talk about the IPL as to what happened, but I will just give you a sort of synopsis of the match today. So let's have a look at the match today. We had a wonderful match today played between Kings 11 Punjab versus the Royal Challengers Bangalore. But I have to say it was an absolutely one-sided contest as KL Rahul, the captain of the Kings 11 Punjab, absolutely tore into the Royal Challengers bowling and hammered them for fours and sixes by fours and sixes as KL Rahul scored the fastest, not the fastest, 132 happens to be the highest score by an Indian cricketer in Indian Premier League. As you know, Chris Gayle holds the record at 175. He came close to A.B. de Villiers, who made 133. A.L. Rahul, 132 of just 69 deliveries, which included 14 fours and 7 sixes, had a strike rate of 190, and he was there till the end to take his team, leading by example as a captain, 206 for 3, which proved a mighty total for the Royal Challengers Bangalore. Agarwal 26, Nicholas Pooran 17, Maxwell 5, Karun Nair 5. Says, I'm not going to go into the bowling if you see it. He hammered Dale Steyn a lot, 4 overs, none for 57. He went after Shivam Dubey, 3.3 overs, none, 233. And then the other bowling figures, Saini, I thought bowled well, 4 overs, none for 37. Chahal was the best, 4 overs, 1 for 25. And let's have a look at the RCB. Now, one thing I have to tell you, the KL Rahul had a charmed life. He was dropped by the Royal Challengers Bangalore captain Virat Kohli, who himself admitted in the post-match interview that he was guilty as well. So KL Rahul was dropped twice by the Indian captain, I could say, and also I could say Royal RCB captain Virat Kohli, which proved extremely costly as he hammered the Royal Challengers Bangalore bowling like anything. And KL Rahul, really have to say, it was a stunning innings from KL Rahul of 69 balls with 14 fours and 7 sixes. Now, let's have a look at the Royal Challengers Bangalore. The Royal Challengers Bangalore did not pose a challenge at all. They had a lot of big names in that, but everyone were grounded to the dust. Pedicle once again failed to the bat, out for 1. Finch for 20. Josh Phillip was promoted to the batting order. He was promoted number 1. He's an inexperienced person. For the first time he's playing in India. Josh Phillip was given a chance, but he failed. He was out for naught, so the experiment definitely failed. The big names, as I said, Virat Kohli contributed 1 run. A.B. de Villiers was out for 28. Washington Sundar 30. Shyam Dusai. After that, there was nothing that they could do. Umesh Yadav not, as I said, the mighty total with the big names not firing. There were no match for the Kings 11 Punjab. Kings 11 Punjab won the match by 97 runs, and the Royal RCB were bowled out for 109. So their first defeat in the IPL for the RCB. The bowling, Cottrell was superb, 270, picked the big wickets, I would say. He picked up Padikkal, and he also picked up Virat Kohli on the pull shot. Shami was excellent, 1 for 14. Bishnoi once again showing that he probably had a bit of a jitter while bowling to Aaron Finch and A.B. de Villiers, but he did his job and he picked up the wickets. 4 overs, 3 for 32 for Ravi Bishnoi, the right arm young leggy. Ashwin 3 for 21, Nishan 1 for 13. And the man of the match, there's no guesses, no prizes for guessing there. KL Rahul was named man of the match. Yesterday, we had a match. I'm just trying to figure out. Yes, it was between, I believe it was Mumbai Indians yesterday, who actually won the match, as you would remember. Mumbai Indians winning the match against, I think it was Chennai Super Kings. Yes, where Rohit Sharma stroked a nice 80-odd runs. There was a complaint that Dhoni probably should have come earlier. But nonetheless, that was another 16 runs victory, as I would say. Well, anyway, I'm not going to go into that because, as I said, this was a special cricket show which I came particularly to talk about Dean Jones, who passed away at the age of 59 while on IPL commentary duty in Mumbai. Cardiac arrest, and as I said, once again, may the family bear this irreparable loss that has happened to Dean Jones' family. Well, and as I said, the cricketing fraternity will definitely miss this wonderful cricketer that Australia produced, Dean Jones, DJ, RIP. So that's it, dear fans, friends and subscribers of Cricket Happenings. I hope you all like this broadcast, and see you all probably now on the weekend again with the IPL cricket updates. Until then, it's good night from my studios. Thank you.